Thank you, Fatima. So I'll maybe also just start as usual to talk a little bit about where we are in the process. Today's the eighth session, and so far we've been setting up the process of verification with the common data model and structuring the data with REDCap. In every team, the WeHabit teams and the ANC teams, there are two parts in which every team has been working on their own thing and have been customizing this process for a particular context. So the first is that the choices were made on where in the process you do the verification. So for instance, you could choose to do de novo verification, where the verification happens at the point of creation, or you may have chosen to do verification of legacy data, of existing data. And then the other choices that were made were the making of the vocabularies that fit a particular situation and objective. And within this training, we've been trying to give the available tools to accomplish all of that. So picking up again in the whole verification, today we're going to look at the production of RDF and the input of it into the triple store. So we use, and I'm going to demonstrate with Allegrograph, but the triple stores that will also work for the same purpose. It'll be the crucial completion of the data hold that the fair data point will support. Then in the next sessions, we'll be looking at the installation of the fair data point, but not today. Last week, we had a presentation by Kao on the freedom to create vocabulary. And then we also had a presentation by Dr. Ibrahim, who had deployed all the different tools. And the aim was that you could try them out and play around with them to really give you confidence that they can work for your purpose and your objective. And I hope that you were able to do that in the past week. For today, it's crucial to deploy the Allegrograph and practice the line of the metadata creation into the Allegrograph store and understand how you can query this data that's in the Allegrograph to get information and insights from that data. Samson will be presenting this. He'll be picking up from where we were on the common data model and the data appearing in a certain structure, which we did through REDCap, or could be Excel based if you're doing it through OpenRefine. And then this forms the basis for creating this data as triples in the triple stores, with strong metadata to give meaning to each data instance and describe the relationships between data instances. So yeah, that's the program for today. I hope it's all clear. If you already have any questions, feel free to ask me questions, but I'm going to give the floor to Liam first to talk a little bit about the assignments.
Yes, thank you, Joel. So let me first start speaking about last week's assignment with the ontologies. Excellent work, everybody. I know for some it was a very difficult assignment, and some of you have reached out to me, which I am very happy. If you've at any point question about the assignment, please ask me. I could help you get along. And everybody that asked me questions about it has had great results. So I'm very happy to see that. You've all done an excellent job in creating very elaborate and detailed ontologies. And that's also translated to this week's assignment with the RDF. I have not received everybody's submission yet, so please try to do that this weekend at the latest. Some of you have contacted me already about it. That's totally fine. So try to finish as quickly as possible. For those that have submitted, I'm happy to see that you've all been able to create a good RDF output. I do want to emphasize that if you create any sort of output for the assignments and you have to use tools for it, please describe which tool you used and how you did it. You can also include screenshots, what some do, which is very good to help me really see how you go from your input to your output. Because some just gave me the RDF, and that leaves me a bit confused about how you create it, which program did you use. For this week, you could use OpenRefine. You don't have to use it. We did provide a step-by-step guide how to use it, so you have a great document to help you get along. But if you have any other way to do it, that's totally fine. But please elaborate a bit so I can see what you did exactly. Um, and that's all from my side now. So thank you all. Keep up doing a great job, and I look forward to the other submissions. Thank you. The ones that I've submitted now will get their grades today. It should be possible. Okay, back to you.
Thank you so much, Liam. Well, I think now we can just dive right into the session. So I'll just hand over to Samson. Samson?
Thank you very much, Joel. I'm trying to share my screen. I hope you can see my screen.
Yes.
Yeah, so today what we're going to do would be trying to see what has been discussed in the past a few weeks from the perspective of fair and verification, because our objective in this data stewardship training and program is to see how we are moving closer to making data fair in terms of making it findable, accessible, interoperable, and reusable. So last week we have seen OpenRefine, I believe. Today we will try to see how you would be installing it and how you would be using the concepts you learned into creating the RDF triples, and then we'll try to see how you would be installing also allograph so that you would be able to load those triples into a triple store called allograph. Like Joel said, it's not a must for you to use allograph. You can use GraphDB or any other triple store. So in this data stewardship, we are diving into it because, as you know, there is an explosion of data and big data here and there. In data and research reproducibility problem and shareable and reusable data and fair data is not that much abundant. So you can do from raw data to fair data, where you can use OpenRefine, for instance, to clean the raw data and then add some semantics to it, and then you can make it accessible to a fair data point. This is what we are calling fair by increment, because you are adding incremental steps into making the data by adding more semantics and by adding machine readability and by adding and putting the metadata information on your fair data point so that people can find your data, and also with the right access conditions can access the data. The other is if you design your system to be in such a way that it is supports data and metadata creation. For instance, if you are using CEDAR, you should be able to do from the beginning, install those semantics and machine actionability from the outset. So in OpenRefine, it used to formerly be used called Google Refine. It's used to structure data, and I think most of you, I don't know how many of you have been able to download and install it. It's not basically complicated to do the installation of the OpenRefine in your machine, be it Windows or Linux. All you have to do is download it, and then it can be used for Macy data handling. It has also a script called Dren, which allows you to sort of do processing of the data, and also RDF integration, and also align vocabularies. You can also do filtering, clustering, and many forms of transformation in OpenRefine. I think you can also do metadata curation through that system. So for you to sort of start the OpenRefine, if the only thing that you need to do is if you have downloaded it, you can use any version. When you open it, you'll see some sort of this structure. The only thing that you need to do is just double click on the OpenRefine, and then it automatically opens for you in your browser. You can open. So you can open it at this 127.0.1 colon 333, and then you have lots of options to sort of create and curate your data. But for us to be able to link to what we've been doing in the process, let's go to RedCap, because that's where we've left the template creation and everything that you've been doing. This test project seems to have some data. So in the RedCap, as you can see, you can see that it has the data dictionary and the code book, which already gives a lot of information on as a sort of metadata that can be used. Yes.
Sorry to interrupt, but I think that your slides are not moving. The slide on the screen is
okay.
enforced controlled vocabularies. And then unless
Oh, sorry.
on my
Yeah.
side,
Okay.
after that, we didn't see the slides.
Sorry, I think I had shared only the slides. So let me iterate back what I have shown.
Yes,
You can
this
see.
is better.
Yeah, you can see. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Prof. And sorry. So this you can download OpenRefine directly. So the installation steps are not complicated. You just only need to download. Once you've downloaded, then you go to the directory where you've put the OpenRefine. I think the latest version now is 393. I have 391, which should be okay. Then if you double click on this OpenRefine, you will get something like this. where you can create a project, where you can open a project, import a project, or do anything that you want. So for us to be able to see the full circle, I have moved back to RedCap because I believe most of you have created your RedCap project. You are using your online designer to design it. You are able to see the data dictionary here. You are able to see the code book here, which in itself is a sort of metadata because you have all the description of the fields and the attributes and everything. In RedCap itself, you are able to look at the data. You can visualize the data, which is not the scope of today's exercise. Today, what I wanted to show you is how you can move the data that you've collected in your RedCap into triple stores, right? By converting it and going through OpenRefine. So if I go to export data, and then I have all of these options, it can be in Stata, R, or any statistical software. It just goes with all its metadata, with all its coding and labeling directly into Stata if you are going to study it and using Stata or SPSS or anything. Those are also options for you to sort of do as a researcher, analyze the data in your own computer and then do some statistical analysis. But here we're not trying to do the statistical analysis. What I want us to go through today is how we move from this data into an RDF through the support of OpenRefine and then take it to AllegoGraph so that it's available for local and remote query and so that it's visualizable through your system. So if I click on export and then click here, then I have a test project data that's already downloaded here. So now I can go back to OpenRefine. I can browse a file. I can go to downloads because that's where I downloaded it. Then I can select the data and then I can open the data and then I go click next. So this is just dummy data. I think I don't know who has created the project and the data, but it's just a random data. I just wanted to show you how you move on this data to sort of. So if I click here and then create the data, here I see an extension, then edit skeleton, and I can do editing and mapping. I can do the semantic mapping here. But before I go here, I think as the default OpenRefine does not have this feature, what you have to do is you have to download RDF extension. There are many extensions for OpenRefine. You'll find it either in GitHub. Yeah, I have one, for instance, here. I think it's not this one that I'm using. I think I'm using this one. So you should be able to see the instructions, download it. What you can do is you can either clone it if you have Git installed, or you can just download it, extract it. So then once you've downloaded and extracted it, you come to OpenRefine itself. You go to web apps, then you go to extensions, and then you put it here. So this is actually the RDF extension that I'm using. But this one can also work. There are a couple of them which you can find and download. So once you've downloaded and installed it, what you have to do is you have to first restart OpenRefine. You have to close it and then open it again.
Samsung? Maybe the connection is.
We lost him. We lost him. We can't hear anything.
Yeah, I think the connection is down. I think he's coming back now. I think I'll just give him 1 minute.
Yeah, sorry, I'm back. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. So let me go back where I was. I think I was discussing here on how you can do the mapping of the known. If you have known ontologies, then you can, for instance, chart ID, or if this was the what you think would represent it, for instance, in name. If I search, it can use a FOF prefix, and then I can map it to this one. You can also write what you have been using in your what you've used in your source file. For instance, you can directly put your URI here. For instance, if it was put in Vodan dot house, and then if it is put in ANC, and then if it is department, as it says there, then I can just add it. But you can also add here the prefix that you would want to call, for instance, Vodan, and then I put HTTP Vodan.host. So I was adding a prefix. You can type the prefix here, and then the URL here, and then you can try to import the vocabulary either from file or try to sync it. Most of the time, it actually has not fetched for me. I don't know why, but because you can still add it, it's not a problem in creating the ideally what you can do is you can also upload the source file directly here for the terms, or you can just add the prefix only to make it easier. So visit cell, it says, for instance, here I can use again for this one HTTP or download house / visit. So as you add those mappings, if you see on the RDF view, you could see that the RDF views have been created. You have the first triple identified by the record ID as a subject, which is, for instance, if it was a patient, it's a patient bed. It means refers to the first patient. Then its ID is this one. His name is Sam. His chart ID is 2. And this is a second patient. I can do for all the variables that I want to do the mapping. You can also edit the base URI if you call it vodan.holes, then it will make the subjects to be also like it will use it as a base URI, and then it starts to create your triples. So once you are done editing those, you can click on OK, and then you should be able to go to export, and then you can say RDF as a turtle or RDF as an XML, any of the options that you will select. So now I have the RDF as a turtle. If I open it on any editor of choice, you should be able to see the RDF. So it has converted the data, which was in here in test project in the form of tabular data or Excel data, and it's a comma separated CSV data into RDF triples, basically, with
I think he's dropped once again.
Sorry, the interruption is disturbing. Can you
No
hear me now?
problem. Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry for the interruption. It's a bit disturbing. I hope you're able to follow more or less, right?
Yes, it's fine.
When I come fully, right? It's not like okay.
Exactly.
In that case, I think you'd have to just bear with me, and I'll try to what we can do is we can maybe after I show a bit of a demonstration, then if we can try people to download and try it now, or I don't know, maybe that can be an option, but let's see if the connection lets me pass through. So you can do lots of actions, like you can merge cells, you can create items, you can lots of things. You can do text filters, you can do transformations. It's actually a very powerful tool to, for instance, to change the data into lower cases, upper cases, or numeric values, or you can trim leading white spaces, you just don't have to convert your data directly into triples before converting them. You can do all sorts of data cleaning that you'd or pre-processing that you would want to do with the data, so that you are able to make the data more clean. So this is how I've tried to show the export. And then once we've exported that, we can go to AllegoGraph, and then we can create a project, and we can load these triples into Triple Store so that we can visualize it. But I will try to also show you how you do the installation of the AllegoGraph as well.
Samson, can you share your screen again?
Oh, I'm really sorry. I forgot to reshare. So I was showing that you can do lots of data processing activities here, like you can do editing and transforming. You can, for instance, stream leading spaces. You can change the data title cases, upper cases, numeric values. You can replace any ASCII characters. You can transform it entirely. You can edit the columns. There are lots of things that you can do in each of the columns to sort of clean the data before you sort of transform it into an RDF, and also exporting it here by going to export and then exporting it as RDF turtle. Once it's exported as an RDF turtle, you can sort of log into your AllegoGraph, and then we can create, for instance, a repository called Refine. Here I can you can upload the RDF from file. Then I can choose the RDF title that I have just generated, and then I can say okay, and this should be able to create the subject, predicate, and non-objects that you've been seeing on the what we call on the OpenRefine earlier on, which is the triple-8 tutorial that you've been seeing here. It's taking a bit of a time, but let's, as it loads, go back to we can standardize, we can reconcile, we can map to ontologies. I think we've seen that. You can also generate an RDF with OpenRefine. That's what I have been trying to show. That to do that, you'd have to do RDF extension installation, so that you do mapping of the RDF, I mean the URIs into your subjects, into predicates, and into objects. Once you've done that, you can put it on RDF triple store. That's what I was trying to show. And then you can also, we will also see in our subsequent sessions how you would be able to access that or see that through the fair data point, and also through RDF's endpoints for you to be able to do that. You can also do the alignment and mapping, which I think we have done. Then I will continue to allegrograph installation. So it has created 22 statements. So I can visualize the statements like this. I can, sorry. You can do all sorts of things here. You can do also export back in RDF if you've done some more processing. You can delete duplicate statements if there are any, and then it can delete. It has 0 duplicates in this case because we've done the mapping from scratch. You can all those procedures here are straightforward. If you want to see it in visual queries, you'd have to go here, double click, and then wait for the graph to load. As a way of testing it, the allegrograph also provides you an online version that you can use to test. Knowing that most of you are using Windows as a platform, I would show you how you would be able to install also Ubuntu using the PowerShell command line interface so that you are able to load and use it. It's taking time, so let me go back here and then show you how you do it in your Windows. If you go here, type PowerShell, you would see Windows PowerShell, which is an essential tool for working on command line while you are in Windows. So if you go here and then type WSL install underscore Ubuntu, this one should be able to install Ubuntu command line in your Windows. So you would have access to both your Windows and also Linux-based Ubuntu operating system, because many of the tools that we use in Vodan are open source based, and I use work better in Ubuntu. So without losing the comfort of what you're used to, most of you, which is Windows, you can do this, and then you would have to restart your PC once. And to start Ubuntu, you type WSL, then from there on, it should be active. Here, if I, for instance, type Ubuntu, then I am on Ubuntu command line. I can do make directory, anything that I want to do. Then I can change directly to training, and then I can do anything that I want here. So once you've done that, what you would want to do is you would want to update the dependencies so that you have, if you do sudo update and upgrade, so it will give you an updated operating system. Then you can go to this URL and then be able to download. You can do this on your, it will take some time to sort of update. Then you can go to the web browser and you can click here and then open, oh, sorry. You can go on this website. Yeah, and select this one, the zip file. If you click here, it should be it will ask you for your email and your name. You'd have to do to go agree and then go. Then it would start downloading automatically. So you should have something. You should find a zip file that you can download, and the installation steps are indicated here basically. So you can do tar.zxf. This is to extract this file. Then running it, this is straightforward. Of all you have to do is if you have this one, it would if you follow this the steps indicated here for this option. It says in all systems. It usually does the all the things that you need to do. Then your system becomes accessible in your web browser. The default port is, for instance, the one we have for Vodan, either on 1035. You should be able to see something like this. Right. I think it has already opened the project. You can be on query view or on any view if you select all the records. It has downloaded all the 20 rows, and then if you put it in a graph form, then it sort of gives you the graph for the data, like the data that were there. So if we were to start from, I don't know, any project that you have, it's going to be the same process that you would follow. I don't know if any of these projects that you've created during your practice have data. So basically, what we've done is we have someone has. Let me see if Ghana has anything done on it. Yes, so, but does not have any form. So this is what we've done. You do data entry. Once the data is entered, you do export, and then you go here, you export it, you download it in CSV. Then we go to OpenRefine. we go to we go here, we open, and then we load the data. We go next. These are the semantic codes that are there. Yeah, if you want to do any transformation, you can do transformation of the fields. Otherwise, you can just also say this one is record ID. This one is name. This one is status. We went to export it into an RDF. Then we went to repositories. We can also add statements into an existing one, or we can call this facility repository. Then once the repository is created, we did upload, we choose a file. This is the turtle file. Then I go here. Yeah, now I have 6 statements. You can do the queries here directly. You can have a query window here where you can write the SparkQuery query and then execute the statement like this. And when you do hover, as you can see, it gives you the URI for each of the fields that you've used. I didn't change in the earlier one. I have changed the URI, so it will give you a different thing. These are codes that you have collected through your SparkQuery, I mean through your RedCap. If you want the visual queries, you can go here and wait for the graph to open, and then you can have the query windows interchangeably, that the way I was showing them. Yeah, the download has taken a lot of time, but the steps should be very clear. If you want to install on Ubuntu, you just follow this and then follow the installation instructions that I was showing here, which is pretty much straightforward. It will ask you for some sort of configurations, and it just runs automatically. And every time you want to start and stop it, this is just a path to where you have downloaded. So if it is C documents and settings, or in your, for instance, here, if I say parent working directory, I'm in root training, so you would be starting it like this. If what you have downloaded is called, this one is also the name of the directory for what you have downloaded. and where you also put the this is how you would be running it. Basically, you do run training, sorry. And then it will be something like this. You have to go to bin control. There is one that says install. Then you start with the installation. Then when you click enter, then you would see something like this. Then it will start, and then you would be going to this thing that we are doing. It's a bit slow, but it should. This is the step that you follow. I think I can maybe stop here so that we also have time for discussion. But otherwise, what we have tried to see is basically the core of it is basically three things. We've seen how you have the raw data, how you clean it, how you do the semantic attachments, and once it's done, we have also seen how you export it into RDF, and then we've seen how you do installation of allograph and then how you put the triples into allograph. We've also seen how you install and set up OpenRefine, where you simply download and start it through by double clicking on the AXE, and then you also download the extension and then put it here, and then restart it so that it loads. And once it's loaded, then it gives you full capacity like this, and you can simply transform your data into an RDF, or you can do cleaning of the data, and that can be done.
Thanks so much, Samson. Are there any questions? And in particular, is it clear to everyone how to run specific queries? You can speak up or put something in the chat. Is everything clear for everyone? Okay. There's a question, something in the chat. I don't know how to install RDF extension in OpenRefine.
Okay, so you only need to download the RDF extension. Once the RDF extension is downloaded, what you have to do is go to where you have downloaded OpenRefine. For instance, for me, after downloading it, I put it on a folder called Vodan training. Then I have OpenRefine. Then I put it here. Then I go to web app, and then extensions. Then you have to just copy paste it, extract what you've downloaded, and then put it here. For instance, if I share this file, this folder, if I give you and you copy and put it here, then when you start the OpenRefine, you should be able to see it. So it's really simple. It's about copying and putting it in this folder, web apps and then extensions. Yeah. Yeah, kindly try it. Just download it. And then after downloading it, try to open it and then try to install the extension and then try to uh, uh, use any Excel. Are you on mute, Joel? I think.
Hi, yeah, sorry. I was talking to someone in the room here. Yeah, I was thinking because Max was asking whether the presentation can be done again because some parts were less clear because you're breaking up. And I'm not sure what the best solution is for this. I mean, we're recording this session, so the video will come online anyway, though it'll still have the issues with Samsung breaking up every now and then. But let me discuss with the prof, and we can see what best to do. Whether Samsung can just record specific sections again, or something like that. But we'll make sure that it's available online where the material is available generally.
Yeah. So I think because maybe I covered lots of things in short time, it might appear as something complex, but the process is really very easy. And I think if you follow along, some things when it's concepts, you can really understand it through listening, but things like this you can only understand it through practice. So there is also an abundant material basically on the internet on how to install OpenRefine, on how to install Allegrograph. You have all the documentations. So I will send out the links on where you get those tools. I can also we can also share the tools themselves on the drive, and then people can download and use them from the drive as well, so that it becomes easier. But yeah, you should be able to catch up. This is easier than the installation of RedCap that you did.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Sam.
Samson, just checking as we close. It was a really excellent presentation, and I think it was really coming together very nicely. It looks to me that in the program then next week we can continue with the installation of the FAIR data point and the identification of the metadata relevant to the FAIR data point. Do you see it like that? Because that is very important for people like Onesimus, Nazif, Ibrahim, all the ICT specialists to start preparing for that as well. Is that where we're going next week in your mind, Samson?
Yes, yeah, that's possible. We can move ahead in that direction. Another thing that's also can you hear me?
We can hear you now. You were not. We couldn't hear you at the beginning.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. So there is also one item that we ought to see on the facilities happening, which is the dashboard. So it's we can either shift to that direction, but it's also possible to do installation of the FDP next week. I can do demonstration on how the FDP can be installed.
Okay, then so then for this week the assignment will focus on the triple store on the Allegro graph and the installation of the Allegro graph. I'm going to check the assignment, and then I would like to ask all of the teams to also mentally prepare for the installation of the FAIR data point, which is the installations of OpenRefine and Triple Store is not difficult, but the installation of the fair data point is going to require more time of the ICT persons. I see many of them here today, which is good. So please, please, please make every effort to be there next week. And we'll be preparing with Samson and the team to do the installation of the fair data point next week. Over to you, Joelle, and thank you very much, Samson. Very, very useful presentation today. Excellent.
Prof, maybe you can, there's a question in the chat. What is the plan on reducing using too many data refining tools? I don't know, Prof. Samson, if you have something to say on that.
What I can say on that, Maxwell, is that this is a training. So in the training, we want to really give everyone, I know you already know, but everyone of the senior data stewards, the clarity and the certainty, number one, that the data is fully under control of the local team. And that is what the metadata in the triple store allow us, absolutely full control and control over the querying process. We will dive into that. So I hope that this is starting to become clearer to everybody how that technically is possible. And we also have wanted to show in this training that we are able to work with different information flows to adapt it to a particular situation or a particular problem. So there are different ways of setting up the information flow, but you always do need, of course, to have a common data model. And then whether you use directly OpenRefine or you go through RedCap and then from RedCap to OpenRefine to the triple store or any other order, that can be refined. For now, the most important takeaways are that each of those components add to creating the quality data that is then held within your store that only you control, and which then by querying the store in permission controlled queries, through permission controlled queries, allows the interoperability. So the reducing of the tools is in you having clarity of which of the components you need for what particular problem that you are working on in a particular team. So we are presenting a whole host of tools and hoping that now that gives you as senior data stewards the insight, this is the architectural flow that I need to follow to achieve this particular end goal with this team. I hope that is clear, Maxwell. And I don't know, Samson, if you want to add anything into this.
No, I think you explained it very well. So we are looking at as many fair supporting resources or FSRs as a fair community call them, and trying to do the verification process. But I recall, Maxwell, for instance, you trying to use RDF library and trying to sort of transform your data through a Python script into an RDF. So if you are developing an end-to-end application that does all of that in a script, then you'd have to test the performance and other issues, but otherwise it can be more user-friendly. There are lots of ways to do the verification, and as Prof said, this is a more data stewardship training, so you are free to choose and use any and as many as the tools as necessary for your needs, including the verification process itself. Back to you, Joy.
Thank you, Samson. I'm gonna end the session now because we're already over time, and I know everyone is busy. So yeah, I'll just wish everyone a really good weekend, and see you next week. And just wanted to say that, you know, if you're trying out the tools or anything and you struggle, I think you can also always put things in the chat, in the group chat with everyone, and then Samson and others will be able to help out there. So
Joey, can I say something?
yes, but please be brief.
Yes, for sure. I just wanted to say it's really encouraging to see that the consistency and in terms of building capacity is on. I had a chat with my team here, Mr. Kamoga especially, and all the issues that needed to be clarified seem to be now being handled, particularly with the groupings. And I want to thank Samson for trying to enable the understanding of what starts from being abstract to something that is going to be effected in the implementation of the many projects that seem to be on the horizon. Thank you very much and have a lovely weekend. Thanks, Miriam.
Thank you, VC, for those words.
Thank you,
That's
VC. Thank you,
really
everyone.
encouraging.
Bye-bye.